Hello everybody and welcome to MightyOxTrading. In today's video, we're going to talk about Funded Futures Network. They were ranked number 10 on our recent top 10 list of the best prop firms. But as you can see at the top, it says ranked number 9. Well, they got bumped up when I decided to remove who was number 9 from the list. We'll talk about that on another video. And right now I haven't decided who number 10 is going to be. It's a choice between Trade Day and Earn a Trade. I'll decide in the next couple of days, and then maybe we'll do a video about whichever one I decide. Anyway, we're going to do videos like this for all the top 10. So this is the first one. As I go through the various parts of the video, you see anything that you like added to this concept, let me know down in the video description below. And before we get started, just a reminder, if you like the video, gore the like button, subscribe, click the little bell icon, do all that fun stuff. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? So Funded Futures Network, MOT ranked number 9. Let's first go through, I put together a little fact sheet on them, and I'll do this for each of the reviews I do. Which data feeds are available, just Rhythmic with FFN, no Trade of 8. No Project X or anything like that. Drawdown types offer intraday realized, and we'll talk about more about that. They don't offer directive funded. There's 5 account sizes available. They have a path to live. They have a maximum of 5 funded accounts, and their payout percentage is 80-20. So like I said, quick fact sheet. If you feel like there's something that's missing from those fact sheets that I should add in videos about other props, let me know, and we'll go with that. So let's first start with the positives and why they made my top 10. When I have like 18 props that I promote, so obviously a bunch got left out. So here's the positives of what caused them to make my ranking at number 9. First off, that intraday realized drawdown. Now, let's talk about that and why do I think intraday realized is a positive thing. I actually think intraday realized could be the best type of drawdown, maybe static, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's look at intraday realized versus unrealized. Unrealized, of course, follows you while you're in a trade, adjusts based on your highest unrealized profit in the trade, and punishes you for trying to hold longer trades or trying to hold a runner. It forces you to trade different, especially if you're one of those people that like to hold trades for more than just being a scalper. It almost forces you to be a scalper or trade really, really small, couple of micros, so you don't get penalized if the trade comes back at you and you're not trailing real tight, etc. But realized, intraday realized, doesn't follow you while you're in a trade. It adjusts only after the trade is closed based on the trade's final result. So that means it allows you freedom to manage your trade as you see fit. So now I'm not saying anyone should do this, but if you allow your trade to go $2,000 in profit and then you allow it to come back and stop you out break even, you're not going to be penalized. You might feel dumb that you let yourself do that, but you're not going to be penalized. Whereas intraday realized, you're either just blew your account or you were going to have like $500 in drawdown left on a 50K. That's why I think intraday realized is much better, of course, than intraday drawdown. Why do I think it's better than end of day, or potentially better than end of day? Sometimes I know me, and I don't know, maybe other people don't do this, maybe just me. I'm on an end of day account. I'm up, say $500, and I think to myself, just maybe be a little risky here. If I lose that $500, I'm just starting. I'll just start tomorrow back where I started today. No harm, no foul. Besides a lost day. It's a really stupid way to think, honestly. Either way, with the intraday realized, it's following you after the trade is closed, so you can't really be taking those kind of risks. And it's really, in my opinion, intraday realized is then the best possibly the best for risk management. Just my opinion. Now, one other quick aside: why don't more people, or should I say people? Why don't more prop firms offer intraday realized? Well, probably because it's not available in Tradeovate or Project X, as far as I'm aware. It's only available on Rhythmic. So if prop firms have both Rhythmic and Tradeovate, they would need to have different offerings for each data feed. Only available on the Rhythmic based data feed. So no one else offers this right now besides Funded Futures Network. Okay, so now we went through all that. Next positive. They allow 5 live accounts not combined. Now, FFN is big into live accounts. There's a very small sim funded phase, and then they put you live. They don't combine those live accounts like Topstep does, like a couple other props do. You can continue to trade your 5, sim funded in the live, get all the benefits of that, copy trading or, spreading risk, whatever reason you have for wanting those 5 accounts. They don't suddenly all get combined and you lose that benefit. Next up is sustainability. They do have a quick path to live, like I just said. They are, they're in it for the long haul. They're not going to get hurt badly by sim farmers. And there's nothing wrong with sim farmers. Some people think there are. If a prop firm allows it, there's nothing wrong with doing it. But they're sustainable. They have a good community over there. Good owners. I'll have to try and do an interview with the owner, or owners, I should say. And a great Discord community. I've live streamed for their Discord a few times in the past. Next up, number 4 and 5 really should be combined, kind of, but we'll do number 4. So I'll admit, Funded Futures Network is kind of expensive when they don't have the sales going. But once a month, for a week to 2 weeks, depending on the month, they do an awesome sale that usually makes them the cheapest all-in accounts on multiple sizes. They'll usually do a 50% off, and then either a buy one, get one, or no activation fees, or they just recently ended one that had all 3. Absolutely excellent sale, so you can get your 5 accounts. One could be free, so you pay for 4, get 5, copy trade them. You're paying no activation fees if you pass. For like a 50K account, it's $75 all in. And if you consider a BOGO, they could even look at it as $37.50 all in. So great sales there. And this is the other one. They often do flash sales during their morning live streams. This is on their Discord. You got to be in their Discord. But sometimes it could be 50% off resets. Sometimes even a free reset. Almost every day they do something. It'd be good for anywhere between 20 minutes, an hour, or all day. Probably depends on how good the sale is. But so if you get in there, you definitely want to be checking in. I guess I should probably have someone in there that posts these discounts on our Discord on a regular basis. Puts that on the to-do list. So those are our 5 positives, the things that stand out about Funded Futures Network over other props. So what are the disadvantages? Why weren't they ranked higher? The drawbacks. This is a big one. Overly excessive, restrictive news rules. I don't understand why they're such a nanny state about their news rules. I have no problem with the big 4. If if a prop has a rule against trading FOMC, CPI, PPI, and NFP, I don't have an issue with that. But FFN goes above and beyond, and they have I believe it's any red folder news. You literally need to check your Discord each day to find out what news you can't trade during. And I'm sorry, the market does not move that much for U.S. home sales and things like that. But the absolutely most ridiculous part of the news rule, anytime Jerome Powell is speaking, if you're in if you're in a funded account. So let me go backwards there. These news rules are only for funded accounts. If you're in an eval, you're allowed to trade during anything. Doesn't matter. But in a funded account, whether it's sim funded or live funded, If Jerome Powell is talking, you have to be flat during the entire speech. So if he talks for 45 minutes, you might as well take a nap, or find something else to do, or find another prop to trade with during that time. It's ridiculous in the fact that, yes, the market moves when Powell speaks, obviously, but you know what? Right now, Trump can tweet something, and it can cause the market to drop, 100 NQ points in a minute. Something about tariffs, or any of this stuff. The Powell rule needs to go, in my opinion. And we'll talk about that. I have suggestions coming up. But that is the main drawback, in my opinion, for funded futures network. If you normally don't trade around news and you don't mind that, it's fine. Just be careful. The consistency rule in live funded. Now, I will say this: the consistency rule that's in live funded is only for the first $5,000 earned. So it's not forever, which is okay. But why are we putting consistency rules in live funded? I don't think anyone else does this. I mean, I could be wrong. There might be somebody else that I've missed. But most of the people, most of the big selling points of live funded accounts is that most rules go away, and especially consistency rules. Why are we limiting the amount of money people can make when they first start making money? It just doesn't make sense to me. If someone wants to go for a big win, they should be allowed to go for a big win without it affecting anything. So it just doesn't make sense to me. But as long as you don't mind, if you're going, for base hits, honestly, most people should only be going for base hits. This isn't that big of a deal. But I don't understand why you're stunting someone's growth once they're in a live funded account. And the other thing, this is something I will ding any prop firm for: the 80-20 profit split when 90-10 is the industry standard. If you're going to offer an 80-20, you should be offering a K1 tax benefit, in my opinion, which doesn't help foreign traders, but it does, at least help U.S. traders with taxes. 80-20, like I said, I'll ding them for it, but I'm not going to preach on it. Maybe 80-20 is what allows them to do those awesome sales. It's always tit for tat, but I'll ding a company that does 80-20. Anything less than 80-20 will be a huge ding. And I think there's only one that I promote that goes less than 80-20, and we'll talk about that then. So what are my suggestions? How could they rank higher than number 9 on my list? I think you can figure it out already. Reduce the news rules to the big 4. Just FOMC, NFP, CPI, PPI. That's the industry standard. That's, if a company has the news rules. And of course, I say that, obviously, if you're an oil trader, also crude oil inventories. And if anybody trades ag, the agriculture report that comes out like once a month, those as well. But every red folder news and this Powell rule, it's overly restrictive, and it's costing them customers. So I hope that they've been doing a lot of big improvements over the last 6 months. They've reduced their eval time, the amount of days you need to trade. They've made other improvements. You never used to see sales with FFN. Now you're seeing these sales on a monthly basis. I'm hoping they continue to take suggestions and look at these news rules and say they need to go. And of course, get rid of the consistency in the live funded, just like I kind of ranted there a bit. There's no reason to be limiting people in live funded accounts. Consistency rule there in the sim funded, absolutely. That's fine. I have no problem with a consistency rule. In sim funded, you don't want people, YOLOing there, but in a live funded account, let the training wheels come off, let people trade how they want to trade. Just doesn't make sense. So there you go. That is my thought about Funded Futures Network, Mott rank number 9. Again, I do consider them a quality prop firm. The sales are great. Definitely, I recommend waiting for the sales. They'll probably hate that I'm saying that. But definitely recommend waiting for the sales and then grabbing them. Grab up to 5. There's no reason not to. Just be careful of those news rules, and you're golden. Tell me what you think about Funded Features Network down in the video description below. I mean, I'm sorry, down in the chat below. Not sure why I say video description. Let me know. Have you traded with Funded Features Network? What's your thoughts on them? Is there something I missed on the positive side? Is something I missed on the negative side? Or is there any suggestions you have that would make FFN better? Pretty sure they'll watch this video because I'll be tagging them on Twitter. So I'm sure they'll be happy for the feedback. I always try to make sure everything's respectful. So you should too if you're offering feedback as well. That's all I got for today. I always remind people you should join us on Twitter and Instagram. We live stream every day on YouTube. Come join us. And of course, join our Discord. Lots of great information there. We talk about all the props. But everyone has a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye.